How you guys doing today? This Oakland Raiders team is not that bad of a football team. It's not as bad as everybody's making it out to be. Today, the Oakland Raiders held the ball for 38 minutes of a football game. It doesn't matter. Derek Carr had a terrible interception late, but the problem is with this offense is that they hold the ball the whole damn time, and defensively, they're absolutely horrible. Ryan Fitzpatrick hit Danny Amendola, and then Jakeem Grant had an end around. The Raiders were up 17-7 in the third quarter of the game, and in a second, the Dolphins scored, I think, 21 unanswered points on these guys. One was a big reverse pass that was very well executed, but horrible defense. Another one was a touchdown at the end of the game. I think a run or something of 74 yards. This defense gives up so many explosive plays, and they just got burned out. I think that they lost their conditioning late in the game. I thought Derek Carr was fine today. I think the offense was fine. There were some red zone troubles early in the game. They had a chance to get up big. They let this one get away. That happens in Miami a lot. Sorry. The key is for the Oakland Raiders is the Oakland Raiders need to, you know what the Oakland Raiders need to do? They need to play a little bit faster, because when the Oakland Raiders are playing this slow football where they're huddling up and they have no explosive plays. Derek Carr is playing as good as he can possibly play. He threw that terrible pick that was just a lob, but he had a lot of pressure. Overall, this team is not making winning plays. Defensively, I don't think they've gotten a turnover in a long time. The run defense is fine. The pass defense is horrid. And it's really frustrating because I feel for Jon Gruden, because him and Greg Olsen are putting in good plans every week, and Paul Gunfer's battling, and this Raiders team is battling. I mean, they lost by 1 to the Broncos when they led the game for 59 minutes. They played the Rams, with their first game, which was really a challenge. And then today they went to a Dolphins team and they had the game as well. And if you flip a couple of plays, you could be 2-1. Now, my biggest fear for the Oakland Raiders is that this locker room's going to lose their edge, that they're going to come out and they're going to have a lackluster performance. The Browns are coming in off of a high. It's interesting because I'm pretty emotionally vested in both teams. I like Baker Mayfield and the Browns, but I also really like Derek Carr. I feel like he's dealt with a lot of adversity this year. I felt like Jon Gruden's been dealing with so much adversity because of the Khalil Mack decision, and because people just really, believe that he is outdated for the NFL, when really I love his traditional style. So when I look at the Oakland Raiders and Jon Gruden, I watched that game pretty closely today. I want the tempo to be a lot faster, because I want Derek Carr to get more cracks at the apple, especially on 3rd and 1s. I want them to quick snap it with Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn ran very hard today. He's looked good this year. Jordy Nelson was great today in the first half. And really, the Oakland Raiders, they take a long time offensively. They're very methodical. But when you're that methodical, when you take the clock down that much, you run the risk of completely getting, of running the game out on yourself. And then you have to be perfect because you're not getting as many opportunities. It's like you're an archery guy and you're shooting arrows, and you only get like 3 arrows. And the Raiders, they only average probably 6 possessions a game, and I'm sure that the Oakland Raiders, I'm sure that they're the dead last in offensive tempo, and I'm sure that they're dead last in offensive possessions. Maybe Chucky realizes his defense is dog shit, and he just wants to hide them as long as possible by keeping the offense on the field. But the point is, when you're giving up these explosive play touchdowns, it is very hard to win games when your defense just shits the bed. And people are going to say that the Oakland offense is playing poorly. It's not. The Oakland offense has been playing pretty admirably well. they made some dumb mistakes, but the point is that, again, it's a lot of pressure when you're snapping the ball with 1 second left, because you're giving yourself no room for error. You're not giving yourself enough chances with the football, and you're not playing up tempo and taking deep shots. A couple of times, I'd like to see Oakland come up with a play where they have plays scripted and they move quickly on offense, in the second half of a football game, just to give themselves more chances with the ball. And their defense needs to do a good job of getting the ball back to the offense, obviously. The linebackers were better. The Raiders tackled very aggressively. They're winning the line of scrimmage, and they need to stay the course. No matter if they keep losing, they need to still practice well. And because I'm sure that they're tired of talking to the media. I'm sure that everybody's going to think that they suck and make fun of them and the woulda, coulda, shoulda, and you're 0-3. But for the Oakland Raiders, they need to still continue to practice because they're playing really well. And if they played some faster possession games where they can blow the doors off of opponents and beat the shit out of people, they need to do that. They need to win a game where it's not close. And once they get one, then this train will happen. So this Cleveland game, of course, is a must-win game for Oakland. But Jon Gruden is not doing as bad as people want to make it out to be. The combined records of the Oakland Raiders opponents are 8-1, and Derek Carr is completing a lot of passes, and this team is doing a lot of good things in the run game, in the pass game, in defending the run. They're playing a lot of areas well. It's just when they're giving up explosive plays, when Carr's throwing a couple of picks, that's when it gets really freaking annoying. So the Oakland Raiders need to come out and they need to make winning plays versus Cleveland. They need to play up-tempo football. They need to actually get pressure on a quarterback. And this team needs a home field advantage at home versus Cleveland. It's a winnable football game, and it's going to be a great, great game versus Baker Mayfield next week.